Here comes the music. Okay, all you need is some patience and a little practice, and you'll soon be disco dancing with the best.
Welcome back, everybody. Round number 2, Shannonville Super Series, Pro Track Configuration, June 9th, 10th, 11th, 2023. Yes, same weekend as CSBK at Grand Bend. Unfortunately, 2023 saw some conflicting schedules, both with regional and national races. Not just ourselves, but SOAR as well. I have been told in 2024 that will change, and obviously now the schedules are out, and it looks like a lot less conflicting schedules between the regionals and the nationals. So that is fantastic news. As I mentioned, back for round 2 here, Pro Track layout. So this will be the third time in 2023 running the Pro Track. So in the opening credits there, I don't know if you noticed, but we had a couple of additions to our support and our partnerships, one of which being Pro 6 Cycle. I don't know where to start. I'm extremely grateful for the help from Sandy, Joe, the rest of the team at Pro 6 there. The pedigree that they bring and just the racing knowledge and background, I can say, and you'll see as we progress through the videos here, extremely helpful. I went from being at a plateau in my racing to really elevating my game, and you'll see that as we move through here. Not just with faster lap times, but with consistency, which is huge in racing. It's great you can run a 107 lap time around the Pro Track, but if you can only do that once and then the rest of your times are 110s, obviously you're going to struggle and you're not going to perform how you could. So I have to say, huge shout out and a huge thank you for the help this year to Pro 6, to Sandy and Joe and the rest of the team there. Really elevated our game and our program for 2023. Not to mention the use of Dunlop tires, Dunlop slicks. I'm a Dunlop believer. I have been. I've utilized every version of the qualifier tire, from the original qualifier to the Q2, Q3, Q4, and then made the transition from the Q4 to the slick. So that on its own, paired with the knowledge from Pro 6 Cycle, the technical knowledge of the tire, immense amount of help there. Also lean angle, Doug and Scott at lean angle, always there with the last minute help, whether it's some decals or some quick fixes. Again, really appreciate your support in 2023. With that being said, we'll get back to the programming here. We're just on our warm-up lap. To the right of me will be Sean Latta starting, and to the left will be Jose. I'm starting in the second position on the first row of the grid. Again, a fairly light field with the conflicting schedules. However, the amateur grid behind us is fairly strong. Quite a few rows of amateurs starting there. Just to note, in this race, this was my first pro weekend. Prior to this, both at the national and at the round 1 in May, I was classed as an amateur at a regional level. So I was competing heavyweight sportsman, which is open to both amateurs and to pro level competitors. Whereas this weekend, it was my first weekend as a pro level competitor. It was also first weekend with upgraded suspension on the bike. So full Öhlins front cartridges and an Öhlins TTX rear shock. Still stock gearing. Yep, still the Suzuki stock 525 factory sealed chain and sprockets. So again, stay tuned. The rest of the videos, you'll see the progress with the help from Pro 6 Cycle, the guidance, and how we get from the lap times here you see today down to where we are as we near the end of the year. And don't forget, if you're enjoying these videos, give me the thumbs up. shoot me a comment, something. Let me know you're watching. Let me know what your favorite part is, what your least favorite part is. And I will try and make some changes as we go. This is all new to me. Same with the racing. I'm like brand new. So we'll figure this out together. Let me know what you think. All right? All right. Here we go. All right, nice sunny day here, ready for some race action. Sean, I love you, buddy, but I have a pet peeve of the guys that just let up and don't do a full warm-up lap. There I go, right around you. Yeah, I'm sorry, man. I couldn't do it. I need to get through Allen's and actually give her a go here. As I mentioned in the intro, light field, 3 pro competitors were on the front of the grid. The amateurs separated by a couple of rows in the grid there. They have a fairly good turnout this weekend. Hard to see, but off in the distance behind Dave holding the red flag, our starter will raise the green flag, hold it in place, and when that flag is waved, that's when we go. We don't utilize the lighting system for the regional races here. And just like we practiced, getting that hole shot, the all-important hole shot into turn 1. As we make our way through turn 2, yeah, we have a guest to the party. Not something you really want to see. You can see it does really spoil my drive out of turn 2 here. Sean gets a really good drive, doesn't affect him, and right past me, nice clean pass into 3. So as you can see from that little section of track there, I was on and off the throttle several times going through turn 3, 4, and into the hairpin. It really threw me off, losing my rhythm just because of a freaking seagull. Put this in the comments. Have you guys ever had an incident like that on track or maybe on the road? Throw that down in the comments. This was my first time riding with Sean. I know he's been around the circuit for quite some time, experienced rider. Every once in a while you can catch a little bit of the sound off that Triumph. It's a pretty sweet sounding bike, not many of those out there, so it was pretty cool to ride around with Sean and see where he was a little bit faster than I was, and he was a little bit wide through the hairpin there, and we have a bit of a drag race. I'll let you listen in. Sean gets me on the brakes there. We're both in a little bit deep, but really doesn't affect us too much. We have a pretty healthy lead over the rest of the pack. Sean's in a bit wide there and through the hairpin again. I try to make a move to the inside, but really no dice there, not a shot. Say we're pretty evenly matched here on the straightaway. You can see Sean's pulling just the slightest advantage there through the top end of the track. Turn one here, I go to do the outside inside move, but Sean is able to hold off. So I'm feeling like I have a little bit of pace on Sean, just based on our lines here. I've just kind of been watching where he's going, so I feel like I have pace and I'm going to try and make a move. So I'm lining them up. I'm thinking I'm going to go around the outside here in one, and again try that outside inside move. We have a lapped rider and a yellow flag, so from my point of view there, I thought the pass was clean. Obviously, when everything's happening so fast, let me know what you think in the comments. Yeah, I don't know. If you're calling that from the tower, that would be a hard one to call. Again, the onboard I think is a little bit more clear. I feel like the pass is done obviously before the yellow flag and before the incident. Let me know what you think though. Put it in the comments. Do you think it was a good pass? You can hear the anguish in my #1 fan recording in the stands there. I've definitely tried to pick up the pace here. You can see that I'm pushing a little bit harder, trying to gain a bit of ground in second place there. And we'll see when we come through here what the lap time is from that lap. So I come around the corner, I'm getting the signal that I've already got a gap. Yeah, we're in a 109.2, so previous laps we're hanging around comfortably in the 110s and the high 109s. So I'm going to even try to go and set a burner here on this lap. as I come along to the front straightaway here, I get the signal that I've got a reasonable gap, and as we cross the start-finish line, a personal best lap time of 1:08.62. That beats out our previous best of a 1:09.036 in our novice here, our first weekend on Dunlop slicks. That was an interesting weekend, chasing Matty V around. So yeah, we just outdid that, and I mean, rightfully so. The bike now is, come a long way. We now have full suspension on the bike. Still getting used to it, obviously, being the first weekend out there. But yeah, pretty excited to be into the mid 108s. Coming around, getting the large gap signal, so easing it up a little bit now. We don't have that sense of urgency. We've created a bit of a buffer. There's no point in going crazy and trying to keep setting our personal best lap records. At this point, it doesn't matter if you win by a second, you win by 10 seconds, it really doesn't matter. We just want to hold kind of what we have in a comfortable pace. We don't want to whoa up too much and kind of change what we're doing, but just at a comfortable pace. Much excitement here now, so I'm just kind of holding steady. Have a look and a listen as I come up to the hairpin here. Yeah, out of nowhere, the front end gives a little tuck. You can actually hear, like, I don't typically drag my knee through that corner, and you can actually hear the knee puck scraping as the front end's washing out. Up to the amateur riders here. Again, I'm getting the signals. I have a large gap. There's no need, and we're on the final lap here. There's no need to push or do anything stupid. I'm going to give everybody as much space as possible and try to make the passes where I can. It's a pretty awesome four-rider battle here. Again, I want to give everybody space. I don't want to be the reason that somebody loses a position or gains a position. They're having their own battle, which is awesome. So I'm going to try and be as respectful as possible and give them as much space as possible here. This is an interesting scenario. It's caught us out a couple times this year. Watch as Doug and I go past the start-finish line. He's technically should be getting his last lap flag, and I get the checkered flag. So he should still be going. He should be on his last lap. This has happened a few times this year. just the timing of when we come across the start-finish line. And I believe that from the timing and scoring perspective, they have been correcting it. But technically, Doug shouldn't be finished a lap down and should still be finishing this as his last lap. As we have a look at the results here in the amateur class, Wes Barnes, Rowe, and Scott finishing in third place, with Canna and Kevin St. Germain rounding out the top 5. Well, thanks for sticking with me. It was an exciting first pro sport bike race at the regional level. I learned a lot. I really enjoyed it. We set a personal best, which was pretty awesome. Again, a big shout out and thanks to everybody from Pro 6 Cycle and Sandy, who was there on the Friday. I think I turned 40 or 50 laps on the new setup, and he just kept telling me, just ride the bike, get used to it. He might have said something along the lines of, you know, if Steve Crevier was here, he'd throw his leg over and do a 108, no problem. So that pushed me and motivated me to do a 108 on my own bike. Steve Crevier doesn't have to come and do it. I'll do it myself. So that was pretty cool. And unfortunately, the following day, we lined up for a race. That race did not happen. We ended up losing one of our very own. Nothing can really put into words the loss from our family, and I've kind of put off making this video just for that reason. It really, I know it's affected everybody. So yeah, from the highest of highs, everybody had such a fantastic Saturday. I think everyone did extremely well. It all came crashing down Sunday, unfortunately. So from that, everybody look after each other, and I thank you very much for watching. Appreciate it very much.